guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm at the 2020 Chicago Auto Show. Of course, I want to stop by the Porsche booth because we have a 2020 Porsche 718. Remember, it's not just the Cayman anymore, 718 Cayman GT4. Let's talk a little bit about Porsche history. Porsche, that iconic brand that for so many years cut their teeth on sports cars around the world, sports car racing around the world. No other manufacturer has won the coveted 24 Hours Le Mans more than Porsche. With this 718 GT4, they've taken all the goodness from a 911 and stuffed it into the middle of this car, because what separates the 718 Cayman from the 911 is that this is a true mid-engine car, not a rear-engine car. So what that means is the 911's engine, that's past the rear axle. This 718 GT4, the engine is in between the front axle and the rear axle. 4-liter goodness, we're talking about flat 6 power, red line, over 8,000 RPM. So let's go ahead, dive into this 718 GT4 and see what makes it such a special performer that could compete with a 911. Right off the bat, the styling. You know it's a Porsche, very iconic. When we get to the front end of the business here, you can see the headlight design, full LEDs. I love the way everything is blacked out inside. Nice flow. We drop down on the GT4. You're getting a totally different front fascia. I love the way this flat black extends. You have the side air curtains, and then of course the cooling that's going to flow through this metal grate with your LED daytime running lamps. You have a lower splitter that extends, that's going to give us more downforce, but across the front, really just carved right from their racing programs. I love how the GT4 is stamped in that lower splitter down here, and then going up onto the hood, you can see the extra venting. All of this is not just for cooling, but also for aerodynamic purposes. You have that Porsche crest sitting there. Those are the German colors, such an iconic brand, Stuttgart, Germany, to this day. Underneath here is the frunk, that front mounted trunk. Now, as we go around the bend, you're gonna see some other goodness that is GT4 specific. Talking about that are gonna be these wheels. So when you're looking at this wheel setup, such a great style to it. 20-inch wheel, they're forged, of course, which is gonna be lighter rotating mass, and it's gonna be stronger as well, wrapped in these Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires. These are track day specific tires. Take this to a track, I'm telling you, you're gonna show up some 911 owners, especially if they don't know what they're doing. But overall, the style, massive rotors. So you're gonna have cross-drilled, fully ventilated with these 6-piston Brembo calipers that look like Ronald McDonald's head. That's the kind of stopping capability. It's not just about going straight and fast, it's also about braking as well and taking the corners. As we continue down the side, you can see the dimensions. I think the yellow on this GT4 fits it perfectly. You're gonna have these functional side scoops, the GT4 logo stamped into those side scoops, because like I said, underneath here is that flat 6. It's a boxer engine. Why do we call it a boxer engine? It's because the pistons are going back and forth. They look like punching gloves back and forth. As we come around to the rear, GT4 specific rear wing. When we look at this rear wing, it is adjustable. It does create real downforce, both up top and down low. Full LED brake lights, tail lights, really nice look. And then check out that massive rear diffuser, blacked out exhaust coming out the rear, the Porsche name, the GT4 script, ready for the racetrack. Why don't we go ahead, let's get inside this GT4 and see what makes it so track ready. All right, guys, we're inside this 2020 GT4, over 400 horsepower from behind me out of that flat 6. It's a board and stroke engine from a 911, 8,000 RPM redline. Let's see what you get for the money, because if you're wondering what's the price on this, MSRP around $100,000 to the door panels. Love the leather, the yellow stitching. If you notice, you don't actually have a door handle to open it. It's an actual piece of cloth material to cut weight. I love the Alcantara, the stitch work, even some space in there for your racetrack donut or two. Do a couple donuts with your car, then eat a couple donuts. That's where you're living the dream. Stitch work is beautiful. AC vents, awesome. You have your chronograph clock in the center up top. We drop down, you're not gonna have a large infotainment system screen, but it is a touch screen and it is gonna get the job done for you. All classic Porsche setup with the buttons, your AC controls, and then this is the cherry on top, the thing you lust after. This is what I dream of when I'm sleeping at night. This beautiful manual transmission, 6-speed, short, crisp throws. And here's the great news. You want a GT4? You better learn how to drive stick if you don't know how to, because that's the only transmission available. Alcantara, the stitch work, look at this. First, second, third, oh my God. Let's get to a racetrack, please, right away. You have some simple buttons here. Open up the exhaust. It's got an active exhaust. I like the GT4 badge there. You have adaptive dampers, all 4 corners. A little tiny cup here for breath mints after you're done smoking the competition. We have our Alcantara armrest. Is it hard? Yes. Do I care? No, not at all. Seats right out of a race car that raced at Le Mans. The GT4 embroidery, the carbon fiber, one-piece back, yellow optional seat belts. Look at how high the bolstering is. Is this a daily driver? You could, but I know a lot of you are not gonna like this high bolstering, but this is meant for the racetrack to hold you in place. Come on over the business side. I wanna show you behind the wheel of this GT4. All right, guys, business end, behind the wheel of the GT4. Like I said, let me move my jacket. You can see the bolstering is just ridiculous, but I love it. I want this car. It would be a nice addition to drive on a track. But steering wheel crafted so well. If you notice, you have your ignition on the left-hand side, just like the 911. The reason why they did that, let's talk history. At Le Mans, you used to start outside your car. They'd fire off a gun or wave a flag, and you would have to run to your car, get it started, buckle up, and pull away. By having it on the left, you could put the car into gear, start, and pull off faster than the rest of the competition. That's history, that's Porsche. Alcantara wrap steering wheel. Look at how they hollow out the different parts of the steering wheel to try to get maximum lightness, and that gauge cluster tack right in the center, speedometer, and then a nice digital display over on the right. No paddles, no PDK, none of that. Just a good old 3 pedals and a nice slick shifting manual transmission. But if it's cars like these, and as you can see, very easy to get out of, is this the ultimate track weapon? I'm gonna say it's one hell of a track weapon. But if it's cars like these that you wanna see on Rady's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Rady's Rides family. If you wanna help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Rady's Rides merch. I gotta get it up to my wonderful wife, Lori. She wants to do a track day in this GT4. We're gonna make it happen one way or another, come hell or high water, sweetheart. So get ready for that. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.